Well, lads, what's the crack? So, I made this Rusko list here. I know it's nothing special, but I said I'd make a video anyway. So, the plan here is I'll go through the list. I'll talk about some other cards you could put in the deck if you don't want to craft all these mythics and rares. Then I'll play 30 games. I'll report back, see how I did, see what's good, what's bad. Yeah, so let's get into it. Mox Amber, 0 mana rock. Doesn't do that until you play Rusko, but you could just keep it in hand till you play Rusko. You get a free tick up on your midnight clock. Pretty good. 2 mana, 2 mana as well. So, if you get them out, play the Rusko, you get midnight clock and Mox Amber, hold up a counter spell if needed. Brainstorm's just good card selection. Dive down, Essence Flux, just protection. I like Essence Flux a lot because it's protection, but you also get another ETB off it for another midnight clock. Roland's Vortex. I like this card a lot because you can use it as just a bounce, or you could pay 4 mana as a removal spell, which is pretty nice. But if you don't want to run this, you could run Fading Hope, I suppose, or on Summon. Shore Up, same idea. Protect your commander. Also doubles as a combat trick. If you were swinging with Rusko a bit and they're trying to get back, you could remove something, maybe like a Ragavan. Spell Pierce. It's just counter spell, cheap counter spell. Wash away, 3 mana counter anything, not bad. 1 mana counter a commander, that's pretty good. Witness protection, love this card just for griefing people's commanders. Think about Roxanne, Itali, anything that likes to be on the field. Like even the Rusko mirror match, just grief their commander because we're not swinging in this deck a lot, so we could just leave their commander there, let the commander keep hitting us for one. It doesn't matter. Cut down's just cheap removal. You know, can't argue with it. Dark Ritual, love this card. Lets you play Rusko on turn 2. That's pretty hard to compete with. Duress, you just discard spell, but it gives information as well. It's very good. Helps you play around, say, blue decks and black decks that have a lot of removal in them. Or, Azorius decks. So, why not? Fatal Push, not convinced about this card, but I'll give it a go. Cheap removal's always good, I suppose, especially in this format. Feign Death, kind of like Essence Flux, it just lets your commander come back in and gives us another midnight clock. Same with Malika Rebirth, but we get a land on the back, not bad. Thoughtseize, same idea as Duress, discard a card, get information, can't complain. Cyclonic Rift is absolutely insane, obviously. 2 mana, you get to bounce them, or 7 mana, you grief the whole board, brilliant. And that instant speed, amazing. Sinful Stroke, counterspell, yourself. Eaten by piranhas, same idea as witness protection. 1 mana more, but flash, so you can catch someone out with that. Where are we next? Impulse, card selection is pretty good. Jawari Disruption. This card is actually pretty good. You do actually get to counter a lot of stuff with it if you can time it right, and if you don't need it, it's a land, so not bad. Um, Transmutation here, same idea as witness protection. We're just trying to grief commanders here. Memory Lapse. I like this card, but it's not. If they have a big problem card and you memory lapse it, you're just delaying. You're just delaying the inevitable. So you could cut this for another counter spell if you don't like it. If you don't want to spend a rare on it. Negate, just a good counter spell. Seek New Knowledge. Nice card. You seek 2 non-land cards, so if you're flooding, it's not bad. 2 cards for 2 mana. Put one back. Not bad. Tail's End, another counter spell. Can't argue with it. Counter spell is a counter spell. Mana Drain is just a better counter spell, really. Gives you extra mana. You don't necessarily need to run exactly the same counter spells, just run whatever you have. Bitter Blossom here is pretty good because it will give us a lot of chump blockers for creature heavy decks, and the one life won't feel so bad when we're gaining life with Rusko. Go for the throw, Heartless Act, Infernal Grasp, and Power Word Kill. Oh, and Shoot the Sheriff. These are all just 2 mana removal. They're all limited in some way, but I mean, it'll get rid of most things. You can definitely switch these around if you want. Then we have Arcane Signet, Guardian Idol, and the Iron Crag. Just mana rocks. I mean, you can run whatever you want here. Uh, Blur, same idea as Essence Flux. You just flicker the Rusko, dodge a removal spell, hopefully draw a card, get a Midnight Clock. It's pretty good. Midnight Clock, I mean, that's the whole point of the deck. So Mystical Dispute is quite good, especially in the Mirror Match or any blue decks, because it's just one mana and it's just one mana against other blue spells. So if you're in kind of a counter spell battle, this can really help out. Oracle of the Alpha, love this card. I really shouldn't though. Puts the power 9 into your deck. Really, really you want the ancestral recalls, you want the time twisters, and you want the time warps, because you're going to have so much mana with your midnight clocks that the maximum won't really matter. But they're still nice. 0 mana, tick up your midnight clocks. You can't complain. Combos pretty well with Displacer Kitten and Tassa here. You just want to shove a load of time warps into your deck and hopefully chain together extra turns. Where are we? Ristic Study. I'm not convinced we need this card, but I want to give it a go anyway. It's 3 mana, do nothing essentially, but we'll get card advantage off it if they don't want to pay the tax. And if they are paying the tax, at least we're slowing them down. Vision, it's just card selection with a land on the back, not bad. Thirst for Discovery, draw 3, discard 2 unless you discard a basic land. Yeah, it's alright. There's another one that does the same with an artifact. I can't remember what it's called, but you can run it either. Tome of the Infinite. I love this card. So you just slap it down for 3 mana, and every turn you can pay a blue and tap it, or more times if you're, with the Paradox Engine. And you get stuff from the spell book. I'll just show you here. You pay mana of any color. It's all 1-drops. Even a Dark Ritual, Duress, Lightning Bolt, Giant Growth, Fog. All these cards are good. So if they're trying to play around your counters, you can use this to get extra card advantage and value. And they're all instant sorceries, so it'll help tick up the midnight clocks. And our set's just good for grief, and I mean, they can only draw 1 a turn. You can get so much advantage out of them. And then you -2, look for extra cards, but I usually just leave around 5 unless I need to use it. Black Market Connections is kind of nutty, especially with Dark Ritual. If you go Swamp, Dark Ritual, Black Market Connections, on your next turn you're making a treasure, drawing a card, and making a 3/2. The life loss is heavy, but we can offset that with the Rusko, and hopefully we could just take over the game with all of our extra resources. Toxic Deluge, pay life, wipe the board. I mean, we're not running that many creatures, so it's good against creature heavy decks, but against control decks, it's kind of a dud. Grim Tutor, just find something in your library. I mean, why not? Murderous Rider, love this card as well. So you get rid of a creature or planeswalker for 2 life, and then you can cast it and get a 2/3 with lifelink. So not bad. The lifelink does help as well, because we do lose a lot of life in this deck. Phyrexian Arena, extra draw power for 1 life a turn. Not too bad with Rusko offsetting it. Displacer Kitten, love this card. You can combo with Oracle of the Alpha, combo with Rusko. You just get loads of value out of it. Especially since you can use this as a protection spell. Oh, why'd I pause? Talking about Tassa here, same idea as Displacer Kitten, just a bit weaker. It does it once per turn, but it's indestructible. So, I mean weaker in terms of blinking, but it's got 4 mana, tap another creature. This can save your life. Do not forget it's on this card. Sleep. I'm not convinced about this card, but I want to try it anyway. You just tap all creatures target players controls. Those creatures don't untap during the player's next untap step. So it's basically giving you an extra turn to live if you're, if the board stays looking dire and you didn't draw your Toxic Deluge or your Rift. One Ring is just crazy. I mean, it needs no introduction. You just draw a load of cards, especially good with Paradox Engine. Teferi here is pretty good with Midnight Clock. When we draw to 7, we're going to get loads of loyalty on this. Hopefully we can ulti and then they'll scoop. Time Warp, just take an extra turn. You don't necessarily have to run this, but I just like it. Paradox Engine is just busted. so good. It lets you just keep going because all your midnight clocks are going to keep on tapping. It's just very nice. River's Rebuke, same idea as Rift, just griefed or bored. Professor Onyx just helps you speed up your win. You don't necessarily need to run these planeswalkers. You could run like a Hullbreaker or any other kind of top end to win. Bola Citadel here, love this card as well. You just start spewing cards off the top of your library, brilliant. And then you can sack 10, make each opponent lose 10. It's a good finisher as well. Seagate is a big draw spell with a land on the back, pretty good. In terms of land, nothing special, just a couple of fetches, command tower, just run whatever you have really. I do like these channel lands, do think these are worth the rare wild cards because they just go on, any blue or black deck really, and it's like you have a spell on them. What else? Cavern of Souls, love this card, just stop your Rusko getting countered, brilliant. Yeah, so I'll show you some other cards you could run if you don't exactly have all these cards. Okay, so here we are. These are some extra cards you could run. Most of these are uncommon. I mean, slip out the back, more protection. I mean, grave expectations. This card's okay. I mean, I don't know exactly how heist works, but I feel like I always get crazy cards out of my opponent's library with it. Whenever I do play it, I'm not running it in this list, but you definitely could. Frogify, same idea as Witness Protection. You could just stack your deck with these and hope you can grief commanders. Ominous Seas is pretty nice with the clocks. You could just start spewing out 8/8s as well. Pretty nice. Edict, just good removal as well. Drown the Lock here is a counter spell or removal spell. You do need to fill up the opponent's graveyard a bit, so it's not great early game, but it can get good in mid game, I suppose. Tainted Indulgence. Draw 2 cards, then discard a card unless there are 5 or more mana values. It's just card selection in it. Thought Erasure. You just like Duress or Thoughtseize, just get information, discard something good hopefully. Amphibian Downpour. I do like this card. You can really ruin your opponent's day with this. Especially if you got 3 or 4 spells in front of it, you can just make the board useless. Choice of Fortunes. This card's pretty good from Alchemy 22. You seek 2 cards, shuffle them into your library. If you do, seek 2 cards. So you basically get to look at 4 cards if you want, and then you have no maximum hand size for the rest of the game. That's pretty good if you just, if you have like Rhystic Study out, you got Phyrexian Arena, and something else, you draw a load of cards, keep you in it, keep all your cards. Crown Hopes, Seed Shark. This is another idea for a finisher. You just spam out all these incubation tokens to start transforming them. Not bad. Dark Tutelage. This card is good. I mean, you could put it in instead of Rhystic Study, or you could put it in instead of Phyrexian Arena. You probably will be losing a bit more life, but our curve isn't that high, so it doesn't matter. Ringsight's kind of good as well if you don't want to craft a Grim Tutor. But you can't find Paradox Engine with it. You can't find your Mana Rocks with it. But you still do get a lot of selection from your library. So why not? Shelly is just crazy for life gain. Draw 7. What you're gaining 14 life off of your clocks when they trigger, and you're draining your opponent as well. It's pretty nice. Shark Typhoon, same idea as this. Where is he? This Seed Shark. You're just making these flying sharks everywhere, and hopefully you can take over the game with it. If you have these, so that's my list. I'm gonna play 30 games now. I'll show you some of the more interesting games, and I'll report back to see what I think of the deck. I'm listening to some of the recordings. My mic is so bad. But who cares? Who cares? We're here for the games, right? We're here for the W's. Hopefully we can get some good games in. Where am I now? I'm game 9. I only have one game worth looking at. Oh, the Rusko mirror match. I hate this matchup. It's always 2 minutes or 2 hours. Eaten by piranhas here. Griefsy's commander. If he doesn't have an out to it, could be yummy. Probably does have some blink to de-equip it, but it could stop him long enough. Maybe I'd rather a counter spell here. Sleep is not very good in this matchup unless he's wearing. Uh, cannot say I'm a fan of these sleeves. I'll be honest. I'll look for a counter. Duress. That gets rid of one of his counters. Oh, lag spike there. Bola Citadel, game finisher. Seagate. Ristic Study. Could be good here. Get us a lot of advantage. We'll see. We'll start with Watery Grave into Duress here. See what the op wants to do. I do like his pet though, I'll give him that. Island. Watery Grave, pay 2, Duress. Let's see, buddy. Let's see it. Negate on a counter spell. Ledger Shredder. Trophy Mage. 3 or less. What would he want for 3 or less? I don't know. Get rid of the counter. So he's got the Ledger Shredder. Hopefully we can find a removal spell for that. Seek New Knowledge might be able to help us with that. The Shredder will be ledged. Trophy Mage. I'll just seek New Knowledge now. Box Amber, River's Rebuke. River's Rebuke is really good here because once he gets his midnight clocks out, we can grief him. Ooh. Yeah, we'll get rid of the Seagate. I like the Amber too. We should be able to get enough cards with the Citadel anyway. So what does he get with Trophy Mage? I like this card, but I never really run it. Midnight Clock, fair enough. He's running more creatures than I am here, so Deluge is good. Go Swamp, Amber, Ristic Study. Oh, shouldn't have used the Amber maybe, but hey, we're gonna rebuke him anyway. He's still got the negate though, that's the problem. But he'll let us start drawing cards here if he's not careful. Yeah, Rusko, paying the 1. I'll take a drop. Bauble here. Bauble's a good one as well. It's a nice little tick up. Yeah, drop. Can't pay for that either. Ristic Study is good in this matchup. So what I have 4 mana with 2 left over. When I play the Rusko, hopefully that'll get us some biscuits. Play this, play this. Don't mind it now. See, we can use Tail to End to counter his whatchamacallit. His midnight clock when he gets to 12 and it won't trigger. He's got 2 clocks now. Still got 2 mana up as well. Yeah, I'll draw. He doesn't want us. He doesn't want us playing any non-creatures here with the negate. Do we trade Ruskos? No, he doesn't want to. Pretty low here. Lot to be said for having some creatures in the deck. Tassa here is nice. Force him into a counter really. Yeah, we'll try the Tassa here. Memory lapse. Is he letting us draw? No. Hmm. Yeah, I mean it's tough out here. I guess we'll just play the vision. I mean, at least the lily's gone, hey? Paradox engine, that needs to go. What can I do here? Let me draw. Tassa, resolve. I have to counter this. He's going to negate, and I can. Could be too late here. He doesn't have a lot of juice though, so we can rebuke him next turn and hopefully get some. Yeah, get some shenanigans going. Draw again. Ristic Studies putting in the work here. Really putting in the work. Hopefully he can't go too far with this. 4, 5, 6, 7. It's fine. So how much mana do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Rebuke costs 6, so we can keep up the tail's end as well. He won't be happy with that. Bola Citadel not looking too good here with only 4 mana. We still use it for 10 damage though. Sneak it in somewhere or. Yeah. Really need this Reaver's Rebuke here. He's probably not holding a counter. I would have countered by now. I mean, still don't know what I'm going to do about this. Really. But I suppose he's kind of out of luck here. Do I attack? Probably. Keep the tail's end up here to stop the Rusko. Big waste of mana. If he goes for it. Ledger Shredder. Yeah, I'll drop. We need to find removal here. What else does he go for? Midnight Clock. Yep. Resolve that here. So we can win with the Teferi here. Probably play Onyx to get rid of the Ledger Shredder. This might make him scoop though. So we'll play the Onyx here. Gain some life. Get rid of that stinky Shredder before I get too low. Still keep it up 2 mana for Tail's End, which is fine. Hit him for 3, get the life total down. Play this as a land. This is why the double side cards are good. So we got negate here in case he's got a cheeky time warp or he wants to try the paradox. Rusko, so we're gonna. Is he gonna let us draw here? Yep. Always take the draw. We can witness protection next time. He knows we have the tail's end, so and we're gaining 2 life here. Put us back in the game, making Bolas the Citadel looking better every turn. But we're gonna lose all of this anyway because we just can't get on board quick enough. Keep drawing, see what we can find. Yeah, so he's really struggling here. So goodbye to all of our good cards. But hey, new hand, new opportunities. Okay, so I'm gonna play Swamp, Displacer Kitten, Oracle, keep up Essence Flux, and this. Yeah, we could pay 1, look for a card, get the Catacomb. 2 mana here. Played a Bitter Blossom. What does he have? Still don't like the Paradox Engine here. But we can get another clock going. He still might think we have a counter as well, so we've stabilized a lot here. We can punish him again if he plays a Rusko, make him sack. If he plays a Paradox Engine, he's not doing much either. What, we're in for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Target opponent reveals their hand. You choose it. Is it a sorcery? That player discards it. I think I'll just Essence Flux. Blink the Alpha, sure. Get us some fucking. Oh, I cursed on YouTube. Ah! Get some Power Line into our deck. Yeah, we've stabilized pretty well here. Is he letting us draw? No. Gets +2/+2. We could rebirth it here. Blink the Alpha again, why not? Straight griefing him. Down to 8 life. We've lethal on board here. He's got the Rusko. Can we draw? So we just punish him here with the Onyx and say GG. Now we just swing. Hopefully it works. We'll play Bitter Blossom to finish the job. A good game. Well fought, I'd say. He should have countered my Arcane Signet, I guess. Teferi, this sucks. This is a bad matchup. Citadel is nice. This could win us, but in all likelihood, it's going to get countered. Removal spells aren't so good here. It's going to be a lot of non-creatures just like me. Vortex. Yeah, this gets rid of it. This doesn't do much. Yeah, I'll just play the best I can, but still not. Oh, we are going first. Take it. Find a surveil land here. Try smooth out our draws. See if we can find a counter on top. Narset could be nice if we get it off. Stop him drawing. Let's play black here. Teferi, Hero of Dominaria. Tough out here, boys. So he's holding a counter spell. Do we play into it? I don't know. Play the bird, I guess. In all likelihood, he's not going to do that. And oh, lets me have it. This is nice. We could start pressuring, get some damage in, and he scoops. What a good matchup. Okay, here we are. Game 3 against Nico Bolas. So this deck is pretty strong, but the triple black doesn't always work out for him. Wash away is pretty nice here. Disruption's pretty nice. He probably want to play this odd curve, so hopefully we can get some good counters in. River's Rebuke, I will give it a go. 2 lands, bit dodgy, but we got the idol to keep us going. Oh, just swamp off the top. Love to see it. Yeah, crack the fetch. Look for a trio maybe? Yeah. Yeah, these new Cabetta triobs are pretty sweet. This Edger's tapped as well. Um, Not expecting much here. Could keep up the Jawari for whatever he might play here. I mean, blue, black, and red. A lot of good things he could play, but I think I'll just go for the idol. Just get my mana base going. I mean, maybe you could cut this for something that doesn't tap, but we'll see. We'll see. I like this pet. Dark Ritual. We're in trouble. Yeah, that's the power Dark Ritual. What do we get rid of? Probably the Rebuke here. This could be GG just because of the Dark Ritual. Sure, we'll go for Rusko. Uh, can't even keep up the Feign Death. Tough. He's trying to make us lose cards over hand. Probably want to keep this. Jawari could say goodbye. We can start swinging here. Ragavan. Tough out here. I mean, that Dark Ritual was brutal. It's not really worth playing around though. The chances he had it so low. Um, what I suppose we'll play a Swamp here. Play a bird. The flyer can start getting in a bolus. Now that we have a blocker for Ragavan, we can swing into the bolus. And if he wants to trade, we can Feign Death, but we'll just take some advantage here. He's probably going for the ulti here, but we got the bird, so maybe we Feign Death the bird. Uh, a deck, the island I guess is a decent choice. I mean, our curve is low enough. We have 6 mana anyway, so we could play the Citadel if we draw it. That's the main thing. Yeah, I mean, we're gonna. I mean, I run Dark Ritual as well. Languish. Yeah, I'll Feign Death the Rusko here. Yeah, and now we can start swinging at the bolus. But like we're so far behind here. Um, Dark Ritual, that's not a lot good to us here. Would have been better at the start of the game, but hey. So he needs to play some creatures here. Keep up a counter spell as well. We dump mana into the clocks. Hopefully draw 7 to get back in this. He's still only on 3 mana here. Exile a permanent from my hand. Ooh, Art of Battlefield. Just get rid of a land. Want to keep the idol up so we can dump mana into the clock here. He knows we have a counter spell. Yep. He could have a spell pierce here or something, but we can pay for it. We're not too bad. Yeah. Eight counters here. We're getting close. He's got 1 blue. I don't know what you could do with 1 blue. There's a lot you could do with 1 blue. Hopefully he doesn't have like an Unsummon or a Ronin's Vortex here. Essence Flux is nice as well. Protector Rusko here. Yeah. And he scoops. Ooh, I guess this is a good reason of why you should just play your games out. Could work out for you here. We got griefed pretty hard, but the Feign Death really clutched up for us. You know, he played, what was it? He played Languish here, tried to kill the Rusko. He got the Rusko and the bird, but Feign Death brought it back as a 4/4. He didn't have the mana. Maybe he kept a greedy hand because of the Dark Ritual and hoped that Bolas would run away with it, but we played through it, so I'll say GG. We're playing against Vorinclex. So this guy just wants to ramp and play big cards. Dark Ritual, love to see it. Start with a Seagate. Excuse me, Seagate tapped here. Oh no. Get a Surveil land, and then we'll go straight for Rusko turn 2. So strong. He might just scoop immediately. One ring on top. I'll take that. So, a Grazer, yeah. Don't mind it. Toxic Deluge here is nice. We'll just Ritual. Straight into Rusko. This is what Bolas did to us earlier. Just Dark Ritual, your commander out. Very good card. Very worth crafting if you like to play black. Cultivate, looking for mana. We could Eaten by Piranhas the Vorinclex here. It's a good option. Sleep is not bad either, but we need land. 3 mana. We could just pump the clock if we do nothing. Glad to see you blocked with the Grazer, to be honest. Can't be countered. Yikes. A 5/5. I don't necessarily want to be dealing with that. I mean, what? Next turn he plays us Vorinclex, gets 2 land. I think I'll just pump this and use Toxic Deluge and block with the Rusko because he's going to die to the Deluge anyway. Or I could feign death with the Deluge. Play One Ring. Yeah, One Ring's good here. I'll let him build his board more so we can get more value out of the Deluge. And we feign death for a blink. Keep Rusko, another clock. Seems pretty strong. Yep. So he gets 2 lands. Plays this, makes a food. Incubation Druid. Can't do damage here. So we can Deluge for... We're going to feign death first. I will Deluge for 6. Wipe the board. Don't move him because he's got to reanimate here the second. It's a shame we couldn't get to the fairy town down in time, but hey. Not exactly sure it's worth drawing with the ring yet because we're going to shuffle away with midnight anyway. Goes for another Vorinclex here. We might eaten by piranhas here before on the untap just to stop the Vorinclex from transforming. So we will do that. Just to stop any transform shenanigans. Don't want to see it. Don't want to know about it. Let's see if we can get some more land here. The fairy's nice. Transmutation in case he gets around the piranhas. So we have what? 4 mana. We could play the tome here. I doubt he has any haste, so we'll get another card out of this. No attacks. We don't want to block with the Vorinclex. You know, he can hit us for 1 all day. I don't care. Sleep, pretty good in this matchup. If he gets a board set that's a little too big, he can buy us some more time. I mean, now do we want to draw or ooh, a 6/6 trample haste? Ouch. So do we draw or do we use the tome? I'd say we use the tome. We don't want to be taking too much damage from the ring. We've loads of cards anyway. Growing Rights, that's going to give him a lot of mana. We'll just power word kill the Vorinclex here, I guess. Because like this is going to stop our midnight clocks. Yeah, this is good. The tome is good. So look, we just blow up the Vorinclex here, drain him for 1. And then we're just gonna hit the growing rights. Play. Oh, we already played a land. Keep the vision up if we needed. You can still draw with the ring. Look for a counter spell or get another card with the tome. So we're not too bad here. We're not too bad at all. Emrakul. This can it be countered? What do we do? Use the ring. Yeah, go on. So what's he gonna do here? We can use the transformation here on the Emrakul if he doesn't see it. You don't actually get a lot of time when you control someone without Emrakul, I don't think. So he'll have to be smart here. There's not a whole lot you can play that's actually good for him. You can transformation to Rusko is the best thing I think he can do. Other than that, he's just giving us draws. Like there's not a whole lot of grief that he can do. We could swing in. He could swing Rusko into Emrakul, or he could swing Rusko into Vorinclex, and then he could transformation. He could transformation the Rusko. I think that's probably his best play here. Because then I'm stuck with Rusko on the field and he doesn't do nothing for me. Discard this. Yeah, wants to hit the midnight clock. That's alright. He'll get to choose what to discard as well. He could discard the transformation here. Definitely not as strong as a turn as it could have been. Still sleep the Emrakul here. And I don't know what we'll do after that. Yeah, I don't know why he wouldn't. Okay, so we're not too bad. We're not too bad. Hopefully he doesn't discard the transformation. I'd say if he doesn't, we're sitting pretty still. Narset, yeah, okay. Where's my Rusko? Ah, he left it in the grave. That's something else I hate about Emrakul. We'll play transformation here. Ooh, I mean, it just ruins my entire game, really. How do I win here? I don't know. What we have, 4 mana. Call it, still call it 4. Use the vision here. We could brainstorm. We don't need sleep. Yeah, right. I mean, I think we can sustain ourselves for a bit with the tome anyway, but it should. I think this should be a check every turn whether you want to leave it in the grave. Like, what am I supposed to do here without my commander? Like, I know I'm griefing his commander, but there's definitely ways out of this. Uh, so we're gonna brainstorm here. 2 cards back. We'll put 2 land, I guess. And we can mana drain, thank God. See, we could still cook it with the Teferi here with the ring. So we'll say Teferi, draw loads. Definitely don't want to use the rebuke here. Get Emrakul again. That would be shocking. I guess we'll sleep him. We don't want the Teferi to take down at all. What else can we do? Guess we'll impulse. See if we can find more draw spells. Rift, Onyx. I guess that's another win con in itself. Play the Onyx. Don't necessarily like losing life here. We're gonna draw a card. And turn, discard 3 lands, I guess. So we need Professor Onyx to survive here. Like I said, these cards lose all abilities based on what. Save your life. Disciple of Ronus. Guess we'll get something from this. Get some life. Ponder's nice. So we're gonna ult the Teferi here. So we need lots of cheap instant and sorceries to keep our life total up. Probably choose the Emrakul here. Is there any way we can counter the Emrakul here with the disdainful stroke? We can. So with Ponder, get some life. Put Mystical Dispute on top. Decline. We want to draw that. More counters onto Fairy. So what we want, at least 5 mana up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's all we can do here. Make him sack with the Onyx as well. Sure. Discard 7. 1, 2, 3. We'll discard this because we don't want to pay the 2 life, but we'll get a lifelinker out of it. 4, 5, 6, and idle isn't great here. 7. So we can counter the Emrakul, I believe, he doesn't have protection from instants until he enters. That gives us life. He'll get our next turn. Don't mind it. He could rebuke. Ooh, that sucks. But if he does that, then we're out with a ring lock. So I'll take it. Oh, I'm dead. I'm dead. I should have cast a vision. He should just pass the turn. And he wins. Oh, all that just to misplay at the end. Imagine. Still a fun game. He shouldn't have done that. He shouldn't have. Thank you. So we can just drop the Onyx here, where we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. 8. Well, he's probably discard these. But if he doesn't discard this, we could get her back. So we're not completely cooked, but this game gets tougher and tougher. Yeah. So we definitely want the Onyx here. Ring will give us protection. Maybe that was too early. Should have went for Tome and got an instant. Tough game. Tough game here. Sprawl, sure. I mean, if he plays the Vorinclex, we'll use the Onyx, make him sack. Titan! Titan! Now we're cooked. So what, we have 1, 2, 3. Does this work? Black, Onyx. Shield counters don't protect against... Yeah, we're alright. We're alright, boys. Jesus. Uh, okay, we can get our swords off the Tome. Do we start drawing again? How greedy are we? Yeah. Go big or go home, right? Right? Bird helps you block. This thing doesn't have trample either. We could play Kitten. Play Tome. Bounce the Onyx. Yeah, I like that. Yeah. Crazy card, Displacer Kitten. If you like playing blue, craft this. Bounce the Onyx here. So we can make him sack the Dominus here. Minus 3. Play this. So what do we do? I guess we keep up mana, see what he does. For the moment, we're sitting pretty. Since he's in mono green, we don't have to worry about that much removal or anything. He goes for Vorinclex. I can respect it. Get 2 forests. He's gonna want to flip this though. This is the problem here, but it doesn't matter. He doesn't have enough mana yet. Ooh, look at the top 6. Reveal an instant or sorcery. So if we find a removal, we're okay. Blake the Onyx. Yep. I'll just get cut down. Get rid of the halfling because that will stop. He's gonna have to scoop here eventually. He's gonna get sick of it, surely. Blink the ring, I suppose. Don't want to be taking life. Every health point matters here. Career Hoof could end our career in no time. Sack again, sorry buddy. I would say I'm sorry, but you're rebuked. You had your chance. Uh, yeah, and we memory lapse whatever's next. Kitten's putting pressure in now. I'm pretty sure if we memory lapse, use the tome, and cast whatever it gives us, we win here. So we'll tome. Gives us Dark Ritual. Use that. Uh, Blink the Onyx. And he scoops. What a game. What a game. Definitely going into video. On to the next one. Hey guys, said I'd just wrap up the video here. So I said I was gonna play 30 games. These are the 30 games I played. So we have the game numbers, the commanders I faced. These aren't necessarily in order. I need to do a better job at tracking these. My win and loss, and then this V is just the value, so I can do the calculations at the bottom. So in total we had 17 wins, 12 losses, 1 draw, but that's kind of the auto draw. I don't know why that happens. So you see I played 30 games and achieved a win percentage of 56.66%, which is fine, I suppose, fine for arena. Um, Overall comments on the deck, I'd say run a bit more land. Doesn't really matter as long as you have a coherent strategy in your deck. Usually I like to just play the cheap instants and sorceries to try drain them. Other than that, thanks for watching. Appreciate your time. I'm not sure what other videos I'm gonna make. I'm gonna try and make some shorts as well. So there's some funny moments in there. I'll be honest. At least I think so. If you want to see any commanders, if you want to see me build that, and please leave it in the comments. Could use some inspiration. Other than that, I think I might try make a pauper deck next. That might be fun, and it might be good for getting people into Brawl. So I'll only use commons and uncommons. Be a pain. I don't think I'll get to 56% win rate like that. Yeah. See you in the next one.